Alright, so this is going to be basically just kind of a supplementary video on how to make your own iontophoresis device. There's plenty of other really good videos on YouTube about how to make your own iontophoresis device. I mean, but the only thing is, it seems like all of them only use one of these 12-volt batteries, which is fine, but you know, you still have to recharge your battery and lug around this big heavy battery, and it's only 12 volts, and some people will probably need more than 12 volts. Especially if you have thicker skin, you'll need more voltage to be able to get the proper amount of current going. And also, the more volts you use, the more effective the treatment will be, and the less often you'll have to do it. So I got this AC adapter, and this is just going to be about how to make your own device with an AC adapter. When picking one, you probably want it to go from like 12 to 24 volts or something. This one goes from 15 to 24. And the wattage and the amount of current that it's rated at isn't really important. Like this one says 1.5 amps. You're not actually going to pull that much current. Your body will decide how much current it's gonna draw. So yeah, I'm just going to show you how to make your own little, use one of these. I'm just going to show you how to make this adapter. Or depending, I mean, if you have like a plug-in like this, you could probably use any of them, just like a 12 volt or 15 volt or whatever it is. Then lots of them have a tip, and you can see on here there's two wires that go. One is the positive and one is the negative. I don't know if you can really see in this video, but this one of these wires has some dashes on it. That means it's the negative wire. So if you want to do it out of one of these, then you can just cut this tip off, or whatever end it has on it, and separate these wires, and then just clamp an alligator clip onto those wires, and then just plug it in and do your treatment. The way I did it, your adapter will probably come with a numerous amount of tips, different types. So I just took one of these tips and converted it and just plugged in some alligator clamps. So you can use the other tips for, if you want to use your adapter for anything else, or if you already have one around the house, it's nice. So just take one that you're not using, or one that might be easier to use. Like I use this one because it doesn't have a post inside. Some of these, a couple of those have a little post inside. You can't really see it. This one just has a metal contact on the outside and a metal contact on the inside. So the outside contact is your negative, and the middle contact on the inside is a positive. So all I'm really going to do is I'm going to take a black wire and a red wire, and I'm going to tape them onto here. That's pretty much it. And the only thing that you want to make sure of when you do this is put them on there so that the positive and the negative, there's no chance of them ever touching. You don't want to short it, and then you'll start fires and all that great stuff. So I just splayed out the wire right here and wrapped it on there nice and really tight. Then I'll just take this tape and I'm gonna tape it on there. And then I'll probably put some around the outside right here. Make sure there's no way it's gonna touch the middle. Okay, so there's my black wire. And I got my red wire, and I just manipulate this wire till I took this wire and I folded it over so it'll fit nice and snugly inside this middle contact. Make sure it's nice and tight. I mean, if it's loose, then it might not be touching very well, and it's not going to work very well. So make sure it's kind of snug in there. And then I'll just tape that on there. just make sure you, you can throw a whole bunch of tape on it. Just make sure that your wires aren't going to pull off or anything. Yeah, that's okay. And I already attached some tips to these. I mean, it's no big deal if you don't already have wires with clamps on them. You just got these metal clamps. Just take a wire stripper and strip off some wire. Just get it up in there, and I don't know, I got this. That's kind of nice, so I was able to just kind of clamp it down on there nice and tight. If you don't have, these cool little wire strippers, I'm sure you could use pliers or something. Just as long as you make sure that the copper from the wire is touching all this metal really well. So now you got your plug, and all you have to do is take your adapter, take this thing, plug it in, and there you go. Just plug that stuff in there. Boom. Now you can see these are kind of shallow metal pans. You might want something deeper so that it's not so easy for your hand to rest on the bottom. You don't want your hand to be resting on the bottom of the metal pan, because your skin will start to kind of fuse to the pan a little bit. I mean, it's nothing horrible, it's not scary, it's just, it feels like you got a slight burn. Not trying to scare you or anything. So just always make sure you're safe, and make sure that your positive and your negative never touch each other, especially if you're using like an AC adapter and it's plugged into the wall, because you got a lot of potential for danger right there, and you should be very aware of what's going on. Anyways, that's about it.